so much. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you so much for joining today's episode of the Red Pill Investor, as well as Sell More Homes Now. If you're joining me for the very first time, I'd encourage you to go ahead and subscribe right down there in the lower right-hand corner. Be sure to hit the subscribe and notification button so you'll be sure to go ahead and check in with me when I prospect every day here with you, so you can go ahead and maybe pick up a tip or a trick or maybe clue into something that I've learned. And along the way, of course, I'm going to share with you the latest and greatest in real estate news so that you can stay up to date with what's going on for your customers as well. So what we're going to do today, of course, is we do in every day, we're going to go ahead and prospect for leads for people who are looking to buy or sell real estate. Now, as a real estate agent, as a real estate investor, there's so many things that I can do personally to help them. I could certainly list their property. I could certainly sell their property as a buyer's agent. I could certainly go ahead and invest, perhaps buy their property as a investment property. There's a lot of opportunity as a realtor that I could do. But of course, the only way that's going to happen is if I reach out and actually call them. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to go ahead and reach out and call these expired listings and the canceled listings. Again, I'm a little bit late. It's 8:49 in the morning. I got a whole bunch of new leads that came in, and I had to sift and sort them out because unfortunately, many of them were a little bit too, I don't know, they're just land and they're areas that just wouldn't work. Right. So you know what I mean, right? So I had to sift and sort them out, had to get rid of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get started here. Let's call these people right here. Let's see. No. And then we're going to go ahead and press go. Here we go. Okay. So we only have about 64 expireds that are brand new. So then we're going to call expireds first. Then we're going to go ahead and call the canceled listings. So let's go ahead and get the dialer ready. And let's go ahead. And as you know, I have my phone already on Do Not Disturb. So we can go ahead and not get disturbed by telemarketers trying to sell me health insurance or follow up on school loans that I never had or anything like that. I don't know about you guys, but that's super frustrating to me, especially if it's just a recording. I mean, if it was a person, it'd be one thing. I mean, I could understand a person trying to get through to me for one reason or another, but telemarketing calls that are robocalls in nature are just a little frustrating to me. Okay, so I think I have it right. Good deal. So what we're going to do, actually, I'm going to dial that one more time just to be sure, because it seemed like there was a problem. I want to be 100% certain we are good on that first. Dial. Okay. Go. All right. Dial. All right, let's try this one more time. Okay. It's one of those situations where it's looking like it's doing something, but it's not really doing something. Let's see. I knew something was up. Okay, let's try that again. Sometimes what you have to do with auto dialers, you have to remember that sometimes they will have a dedicated line, and then if you switch things up in the middle of the stream, if you will, in the middle of the dialing session while you're switching up information. There we go. Switching up information or something, it'll have a problem. So looks like that's going to work. Okay, good deal. So looks like everything's ready, guys. Let's go ahead and get started as we always do. If you're joining me here for the first time, please remember I'm trying to go ahead and do this. I'm watching them while I'm talking to you. So I don't have a lot of time to share this on my social media. So if you find anything that at all teaches you something, please do me a favor and share it on your social media, because you never know who you might be able to bless. So let's go ahead and start as we always do with just a quick word of prayer. Lord, well, I'll just ask that you bless what we do today. I'd ask that you watch over the people who are watching this show today, that you'd bless their business, that they would learn something today that would help them help the communities where they live, that they might be a blessing to their people. Lord, I'd ask that you'd help open the eyes and the ears of people we're going to talk to today, that they might not be fearful, that they would hear your words, that we are here to help and that we are here to comfort them. Help us do everything in Jesus' name and for your glory, we pray. Amen. Okay, let's get cracking. So let's press go. All right, so what this is supposed to do, as we did yesterday, it should just bing right in when somebody picks up the phone. So we will soon discover if this is accurate. As I hear this noise in the background, I'm not 100% certain. You hear that? Not 100% certain that that's the way it was yesterday, but we'll soon see. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the news while this is dialing away. As you know, I've spent an awful lot of time trying to go ahead and get the latest news for you so that you can go ahead and learn a few things so you can take it to your customers and get some really good data that'll help you.
Hello?
Hi, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you today? Hello? Margaret? Hello? Hello, Margaret? Margaret?
Hello?
Hi, Margaret. Can you hear me?
No, my name's not Margaret.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I might have the wrong number. I apologize. My name is Carl Krenzel. You wouldn't happen to know anything about a home on Justin Lane, would you?
No, I don't.
Oh my gosh. I am so sorry. I got the wrong number then. I apologize.
Okay.
You have a great day. Hey, since I got you here anyway, do you know anybody who's got an unwanted home I could buy for cash?
No, I don't.
Okay, no problem. Well, thanks a lot and have a great day anyway.
Okay.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Okay. So as you know, I've been trying to go ahead and keep up with the news, give you some good stuff that'll help you out. I've got some really good interest. Yesterday's news was super interesting. I mean, when we were talking about the market in some places starting to going ahead and contract and slow down, you saw certain areas like Las Vegas experiencing a little bit of a slowdown. Hello?
Yes, what is the call about?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I might actually have the wrong number. I apologize. My name's Carl Krenzel. I was actually looking for the owners of a property out there on Miramar. Is that your property, ma'am?
No.
Oh, my goodness. I'm so sorry. I got the wrong number. I apologize.
That's okay.
Since I got you here anyway, do you know anybody who's got an unwanted? I guess not. Swing. Okay. So the areas Zillow, of course, was saying that the areas, of course, in the United States, there was 32, I think it was 32 areas that had experienced a price drop or a price stagnation in the past first quarter, I think it was that they had said of 2019. And when you look at that, 32 out of 35 areas having a price drop or a stagnation in major metropolitan areas that they're watching.
Please leave your message for
that tells you something.
Mona Cassom.
I mean, that tells you something. You really need to be aware of that, right? So today, what we're going to do, I've got a couple things that I thought maybe you might find of interest. I found these at the National Association of Realtor website. One of the first things that caught my attention was the homeowner's top neighborhood gripes. The homeowner's top neighborhood gripes. You know, it turns out that the neighborhood that your buyer moves into can really make or break the sale. your buyers that are looking at properties. Now, I know if you're a realtor and you've been a broker for a while or an agent for more than 10 minutes, we all know that it's location, location, location. But as an investor or an investing realtor, you have to be thinking about, especially if you're thinking about properties to buy as an investment, what your end use buyer is going to find attractive, right? Well, the National Association of Realtors, got somebody calling in. There we go. See, I have it on Do Not Disturb, and I'm not really sure how that happens, but in any event, the National Association of Realtors was super kind, and they put out a report that basically said the biggest neighborhood turnoffs for potential home buyers. They did a survey that was from Porch.com. It was a home remodeling website, and they surveyed about 1,000 consumers to find what they considered the biggest neighborhood turnoffs. All right. Now, noise.
Hi, you've reached the Tucson Invitational Games. Please leave your name, number, and a...
It's not what I want. The noise, traffic, and crime were the chief concerns of buyers. Well, that's kind of a no-brainer, right? With 41% of the respondents, noise said that 41% said noise was their top concern, right? So here's the way I kind of think this through. When a seller tells you, there's a road nearby. We all have this customer. We all have that client. We all have that person in our market who's selling something to you as a consumer, as an investor, let's say, or a realtor. And you're talking to them, and they're trying to either sell it to you as an investment, or they're trying to tell you when you list it, that it's not going to be that big of a deal, right?
Good morning, Russo, and Flania. This is Ursula. How may I help you?
Oh my gosh, I have the wrong number altogether. I am so sorry.
That's not a problem.
You have
Thank
a great day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so this is entirely not the right people I want here. Okay, let's see if I can skip past them here. There we go. So when you think
Aaron speaking.
Hey Aaron, Colonel Krenzel, how are you?
Good, thanks.
I'm not sure if I've got the right person, so I apologize in advance. Are you the fellow who happens to own that property?
I got really...
What's that?
I'm driving the foothill, so my phone's going in and out.
Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. Are you the fellow who owns that property on Rocky Canyon?
Yeah, we moved back into it. We're not going to sell it.
Okay, no worries. I'm curious, at what price would you become a seller?
Yeah, it's what it was.
Okay. So, and what do you think stopped it from selling?
No idea. So.
But you've already moved back into it?
Yep.
Okay.
So I didn't need to sell it. I had a house in Scottsdale, a house here, and we put it up. Had some brokers go through it. Houses all around it are selling for more than it does. It's brand new on the inside, actually, everything, including the carpets, all the cabinetry, everything is brand new. So just didn't sell. Not going to sell. I don't need to sell it, so it'll be my part-time house. So, like I said, we're moving back into it right now. So,
Okay. Well, all right. Well, listen, since I've got you here anyway, do you happen to know of anybody else who's got a unwanted home that they'd like to sell for cash?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, listen, Aaron, I appreciate your time, and I hope you have a great day. Okay.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Some people might say you should push harder on somebody like that. I suppose you could. There's.
Good morning, this is Ray.
Oh gosh, got the wrong guy. Sorry. Have a great day.
Oh, no problem.
Take care. Bye-bye.
You bet. Bye-bye.
I know that's the wrong guy because I called that guy like 2 days ago, and that's the one I meant to delete, and it was the wrong fellow in the first place. And I pressed the wrong button. Well, anyway, like I was saying, the argument could be made with that guy 2 calls ago, that you could push that a little bit further. He was moving into that property, and he owns another.
Hello.
Hi, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
I'm okay. Are you sure you have the right number?
No, ma'am, I'm not. That's why I want to give you an apology in advance. Are you the lady who happens to own that property in Atua Place?
No, I'm not.
Oh my gosh. See, that's really too bad too, because you sound like a really nice lady to talk to.
I think that must have been a misprint or something.
No worries, no worries. Well, listen, God bless your heart anyway. Since I've got you here, do you happen to know anybody who's got an unwanted home that I could buy for cash?
Nope, I sure don't.
No worries. Well, listen.
My daughter-in-law is a realtor, so I don't know.
Oh, no kidding. What's your daughter-in-law's name? Maybe I know her.
Joey Atkinson.
Oh, I know her. She's a great lady. Yeah, good agent. Good for her. Good for you. You should be very, very proud.
I am. I love her like a daughter.
She is a wonderful woman. All right, great. Well, listen, I appreciate your time. You have a wonderful day, and be sure to get out and enjoy that wonderful weather we've got today, okay?
Oh, I plan to. I plan to.
All right. God bless.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. So, as I keep trying to say, you could push certain people like that guy who's moving back into his house. You could push that, right? It's just been my experience, okay, that if they're moving back into it and they had another home, and I don't know, it just didn't seem, and there's all these conflicting things. I mean, on the one hand, you don't want to buy in to their apparent lack of motivation. There's that. You certainly don't want to do that. But then on the other hand, you don't want to spend a lot of time talking to somebody who's in the foothills, in and out of contact, moving back in that day to the home they've just been trying to sell for $700,000. For Tucson, $700,000.
Please leave your message for
$700,000. Excuse me, $700,000 in
the number 4
in Tucson is quite a bit of money, right? If he was maybe a $200,000 property, something our median sales price wise, and let's say that was his only property and he was moving back in from his mom's or something like that, then maybe it might be a little bit of a different situation. But if he owns a property in Scottsdale, and this is going to be his secondary property here in Tucson, I don't know. It just seems to me like his motivation levels probably, and again, I'm probably just forecasting, who knows, or foretelling or whatever the proper word is, but it just seems to me like it might not really be worth pressing that much time to deal with him when I could continue dialing and potentially talk with somebody else. So sometimes, and I might be wrong, and I often am, but sometimes I think it's just the better part of valor to just go ahead and move on and get to the next one and keep pushing. So that's just my thought. So anyway, back to the National Association of Realtors top neighborhood gripes of homeowners. They said of the 1,000 people that they had surveyed, 41% had complained about it being a noisy area. Noisy area. Now that could mean a lot of different things. All right. Because when you look at it, 35% of it said that they didn't care for the traffic. And another 31%.
Hello, this is Bo.
A lot of people, 31% were concerned about the crime rate in the area. Now, let me just delete that.
Call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 21526.
That's okay. Just want to delete that whole person. There we go. Delete that whole person. I don't even want to deal with that one. I'm deleting that lead right there because it's actually vacant land. And I mean, there's just so much of that here in Tucson. I don't want any vacant land listings. That's just not what I want. It's certainly good for people who want to do that sort of business, but it's just a very time-consuming business here in Tucson. So The Porch.com survey, again, said 31% was a high crime rate. 20% was unkempt lawns. 17% said there was too many HOA rules. Another 17% said it was backing up to the freeway. 16% of the people said they didn't want that area because of cars parked in the yard. 15% said home exteriors needing maintenance. 14% said train nearby, bars on the windows, unfriendly dogs, vacant homes, multiple foreclosures, loud paint colors, and loud ornaments, and RVs and boats parked in the street or out in the open made up the remnant, right? So the top 5 reasons: noisy area, traffic. Hi, this is Carl. How are you?
Good.
You know, I think I might have called you the other day. Did you have a property over there on Lobo Road?
I do.
Oh gosh. Okay, I think I called you by accident. Then I apologize. My name was Carl. Did you think any more about selling that property at all?
Well, we're kind of fixing up one of the bathrooms right now, and I kind of tore up in that bathroom right now. So
Okay.
once I get that straightened up, and then there was a few other things we were wanting to do to the house to kind of justify the price.
Okay. When
it appraised for what we were asking for it,
right.
but I just felt, since we had it on the market for so long and weren't getting anywhere, that we just needed to spruce things up and make it look like it should be in that price.
Okay. I'm wondering, and I'm sorry, my name was Carl. I never did catch your first name. I'm sorry.
I'm Doug.
Doug, pleasure to meet you, sir. I'm curious, when you do sell this place, where are you going next? Are you staying here in town? Are you taking off? What's the plan?
Oh, no, we're going to stay here in Tucson, unfortunately.
It's a little warm. I hear you. Okay. Are you buying another place?
Either that or build.
Okay. Well, I'm wondering, what sort of work are you planning on putting into the Lobo place?
We were just looking at the bathrooms, maybe some kitchen stuff. I wanted to kind of upgrade the fireplace a little bit. That sort of stuff.
How much money were you planning on spending to kind of spruce things up, as you said, to make it look?
I don't know where we're going to be. Most of it, I built the house, so most of it will be kind of doing it on our own. And I got a friend of mine that's down the street that does a lot of tile work, and I'll probably have him help me out, do some stuff. So I'm hoping not to spend a ton of money.
I'm wondering, what if, and I'm just kind of spitballing here, and I might be wrong, and I frequently am, but I'm wondering, what if you knew that, you could spend, I don't know, $10,000, $15,000, maybe even $20,000 or more on that property, and not get a single dime of it back? What if you knew that was going to happen? If you knew it was going to happen, would you still do it?
I probably would, because I'm, if we don't put it in the market, we're going to stay there.
Okay. What's causing you to sell it in the first place?
Wanting to downsize.
Okay.
But I'm finding that most of the houses that are downsized, they're asking too much for them.
Yep. The reason why I'm asking is because, and is quite honestly because I think what you're seeing here, and a man like yourself, if you built that property, then I can only surmise that you've been around the block a time or two, and you kind of know what the market's like and the signs and things of that, right? Yeah. So I imagine, you're probably seeing, like I have. I've been in the game 23 years. I imagine you're seeing what I'm seeing: prices going way, way, way up, and people not being able to sell their homes, and essentially a flood of homes on the market because nobody's able to get those prices. You're seeing that just as I am, right?
Right.
Okay. You know, I have a lot of realtor friends, and I imagine you have friends across the United States. It's similar wherever you go. San Francisco, San Diego, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Tennessee. It's all the same wherever you go. Have you been hearing that too?
Yeah, I get stuff from northern Indiana. I'm originally from back there, and I see the prices back there.
Yeah. So I think what we're starting to see here, and I'm no expert, but Zillow put out a report here just the other day stating that 32 out of the last 35 metropolitan markets that they mark have actually either decreased in value or remained static in the first quarter of 2019. And as a matter of fact, they've marked the first time in 7 years an actual price decrease over year type of analysis. Not to say that the skies are falling or anything like that. No, but I think what it's starting to point to is that there's a lot of inventory on the market, and buyers are starting to recognize, well, gosh, like you have seen, gosh, I want to buy another home, but these prices are a little stiff.
Yep.
So what I'm thinking is, if you knew that by putting that money in that property, right, you would actually be wasting your money. If you could actually sell that property now for the top dollar you could get, and then take advantage of that, move into the next one, if you could do it, and it's a big what if, would you even consider doing that?
Yeah, we got it tore apart. The kitchen bathroom tore apart, so I'm gonna finish that project first, and the agent that I got is my son-in-law, so I'm gonna probably he and his dad are work together.
I see.
So I'll probably hang out with them.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to talk with me.
All right.
All right, my brother. You have a great day.
All right.
Take care. Bye-bye. I see why I had him in my in my not interested file. I apparently didn't realize the guy was with his kitchen torn apart. Hello.
Hello?
Oh, hi. This is Carl. How are you today?
Who is this?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Carl Krenzel. I might have the wrong number. I apologize. I was looking for the Kent residents. They own a home on Mabel. Is that your property?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, my name is Carl Krenzel. I'm a broker here in town who buys property. I noticed that your home recently went off the market. I was actually just calling to see if you still wanted to sell it. Do you?
No. No, thank you.
I can't say that I blame you. That's a beautiful area, nice home right there. So, if you had,
I know. Thank you.
if you had sold it, where were you going to go next? Were you staying here in town, or were you taking off?
No. We're staying.
Oh, you were right, but I mean, if you had sold the house on Mabel, were you planning on staying in Tucson?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Had you found anything that you liked?
We like the house that we live in, so that's why we don't put out on sale.
Okay, no worries. I'm wondering, you had it on the market, I guess, at oh goodness, 529,000. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Did you get any offers on that property at all?
Yes.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
I believe it. I believe it. And may I ask, were any of them any close to the list price?
What's that?
Were any of them close to the list price?
Yes.
I believe it. Yeah. If you don't mind me asking,
We decided not to go.
Gosh. Wow, that must have been very disappointing for everybody. I can only imagine. You had it on the market for less than 30 days, I guess, right?
I know.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Okay. Well, since I've got you here anyway, do you happen to know of anybody else who has an unwanted property that I could buy for cash?
No. I don't know anyone.
Okay, no worries. And if you don't mind, this is just so I can learn. I've been an agent here for 23 years. I'm just curious.
Sir,
Just
I'm taking care of elderly people.
oh gosh,
or
yeah, no worries. Well,
I'm
you
taking
take care.
of
Have
elderly
yeah, no
people.
worries.
Thank
Have a
you.
great
Thank
day.
you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. You know, I was going to ask her why, why did you put your home on the market for 30 days, get a full price contract, and then decide not to sell it? That seems torturous. You know, the thing is, I'm looking at the agent who had it listed, and I know him, and I think to myself, holy cow, how frustrating that must be to have a $700,000 listing or whatever sell in 30 days, and then the client decides not to sell. Holy cow. So getting back to the neighborhood gripes, right? You know, a lot of people you know, tend to think that noise issue, the traffic issue.
Thank you for calling about ADT Security Services.
That's
to
not what I
establish
want.
a service at your home or this.
Okay. That those are the things that you know, people get used to, and that you're never going to hear it or whatever. But the truth really is that a noisy area causes 41% of out of 1,000 home buyers to say no to a neighborhood. 41% of the time, it's a noisy area. 35% of the time is that traffic. You know, I remember having a listing one time.
The number 520-877-10.
I remember having a listing one time that when you pulled out, when you made a right-hand turn, right, the 5 o'clock sun was right in your eye. There's traffic, and it was a nightmare for people trying to get out of the property at 5 o'clock. You know, sun time, you know, it's just difficult. And that was a big turnoff for people when they were trying to buy that property, was the traffic and that sunlight right there. High crime rate. The third thing, obviously, certainly a big issue. I know you know that. Unkempt lawns. You know, this is the fourth thing that they popped up. And then fifth was the too many HOA rules. The unkempt lawns is really not hard to understand when you think about it, because people drive by. I do this. When you drive by a neighborhood or a home or something along those lines, you miss it. You know, you see a property that's unkept, then you think to yourself, well, gosh, you know, if they can't even take care of their yard, what else can they not take care of? They can't take care of this. They can't take care of that. So, you know, that's certainly understandable, right? So I would definitely head over to Realtor.com, look at their news section for Tuesday, May 21st. They've got a nice big graphic, biggest neighborhood turnoffs. Perhaps you might want to use that as a graphic on your next listing presentation. So let's go ahead and step into the next one. We've been prospecting here for about 27 minutes. We've made 38 calls to 22 leads. We've talked to 8 contacts, not set a single appointment yet, but that's okay. Still early in the day. We're cracking away. Let's go ahead and get moving on with the next Realtor.com episode, or I should say the next article. A California couple was fined $600,000 for uprooting and killing an ancient tree. That's absolutely true. A California couple was fined $600,000 for uprooting and killing an ancient tree. Now, a judge has ordered a Sonoma, California couple to pay nearly $600,000 for uprooting a nearly 200-year-old oak tree from the property they bought. The 180-year-old oak tree was protected under a conservation easement. The Sonoma Land Trust, a nonprofit group, sued the couple for damaging the ancient tree as well as other surrounding vegetation that was protected under a conservation easement. The couple purchased the 34-acre parcel that included the tree. They attempted to move the tree and other vegetation to a place closer to their newly built ranch home within the property. And needless to say, the 180-year-old tree did not survive.
Hi, you've reached Whitney. Sorry
Imagine
I
that.
missed your call, but if you leave your name and number.
So here's what happened. Okay. People decided to buy this property with 34 acres on it. And in this 34-acre property, there's a conservation easement. And in this conservation easement,
Hello.
this conservation easement says that
You have reached the
you're not
voicemail
supposed
box.
to, disrupt. You're not supposed to destroy. You're certainly not supposed to cut down this tree. And what they had decided to do, they were made aware of the easement and the terms when they purchased the property. So they can't, they didn't, have the ability to. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, hi. My name's Carl. How are you?
Hi. Okay.
I'm not sure if I want to take that offer. You sound like somebody I'd not know, but okay. Anywho, so here these people are. They buy this property, and they were disclosed at the time of the purchase. Hey, here is this conservation easement. This tree's been here for almost 200 years. Don't touch it. All right, leave it alone. Now, I know all of you people out there saying, well, gosh, if God had put Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden and told them not to touch the fruit of the knowledge of the fruit of the good and evil, right? If they put me in there, I wouldn't have done it. Well, it seems that the state of California allowed these people to have this conservation easement with one tree on a 34-acre parcel. And what do you know? They just couldn't help themselves. They had to pick it up and they had to try to move it. So what they decided to do is apparently the damage was first discovered in 2014 and has been in legal proceedings since then. A concerned neighbor, boy, you can always count on the neighbors, right? It's always the neighbors. The neighbor first reported to the Sonoma Land Trust Stewardship that they saw heavy equipment and digging on the property. They said that they'd found more than 3,000 cubic yards of dirt and rock had been removed, and that the 180-year-old oak tree had been uprooted without permits for the work. Now, here in Arizona, okay, in Tucson and areas of the Sonora Desert, people will tend to try and move these Sonora cactuses. You have to get a permit to do that. And even that is a difficult job at best, because when you think about these Sonora cactus, I'm not sure if you're aware of this or not, but if you're from Tucson or familiar with the Sonoran Desert or barrel cactus or anything like that, barrel cactus, those are the kind of cactus that grow straight up. They look like a barrel, and the saguaros are the ones that have little arms that pop out, right? Well, a lot of people don't realize this, but the arms pop out after about 100 years. You get your first arm. Oops. Put a message to them. There we go. You get your first start of your arm at about 100 years. So when you start to see saguaro cactuses, with 2-3 arms, that's a couple 100-year-old cactus.
Hello.
Hey, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you?
Who is it?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name's Carl Krenzel. It sounds actually like I've got the wrong number. I apologize. I'm looking for the Robs. They own some property over there on Morning View. Is that your property?
You got the wrong number.
Oh, gosh. I'm so sorry. Okay, no worries. Well, since I got you anyway, do you know anyone who's got an unwanted home? Take that as a no. All right. So anyway, here in Arizona, you get these saguaro cactus, 2-3 arms on there, and they're a couple 100 years old. And people want to move them from the desert to their home, or from their home to a separate place, or something along those lines. You got to get a permit to do it, and you have to have special equipment to do it. You can't.
Hello.
Hi, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm better than I deserve. Thank you. I'm not sure if I have the right place, so I apologize. I was looking for the Diaz's. They own some property over there on Charlotte. Is that your property?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, I'm calling because I'm a broker here in town who buys property. I noticed that your property recently went off the market. Is it still available for sale?
It is, and it's going through my husband's company through relocation.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, great. All right. Well, then I will do what I can to get a buyer for you right away. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Outstanding. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
You too.
Mm-hmm. So this particular one, definitely not going to follow up with them. They're good people, don't get me wrong, but I noticed it is listed with somebody in my company, and it's going through our relocation company in our company itself. So there's no sense in me, going there. That makes no sense. So back to the cactus and the tree. So here in Arizona, obviously, if you want to try and move one of these, you've got to get a permit. You've got to get special tools. You can't just dig it out with a shovel. I mean, you have to do a lot of work because these roots just go down and down.
Please leave your message
They just
for
go down and down
5, 2,
and down, and you can't just take them out. And an oak tree is the same way, especially a one that's 180 years old. The root system, the root bed is enormous. You saw that they had to take nearly 3,000 cubic yards of dirt and rock to get this thing. It had been uprooted. Right now, Sonoma County Superior Court Judge Patrick Broderick sided with the Sonoma Land Trust and wrote in his ruling that the landowners Peter and Tony Thompson, quote, knowingly and intentionally violated the conservation rules. They, quote, demonstrated an arrogance and complete disregard for the mandatory terms of the easement, period. Broderick, the judge, ordered the couple to pay more than $586,000 in damages toward environmental restoration and other costs. The couple could reportedly file a new lawsuit. They say the damage was not intentional. They went into this because they appreciated the pastoral nature of it, the scenic beauty of it. Quote, Richard Friedman, the couple's attorney, said, they wouldn't have wanted to do anything that was going to cause harm, damage, or scar it. The couple has since listed the property, including the neighboring ranch, on the market for $8.5 million. You could say what you like, that you didn't intend to, damage the property, cause harm, or scar it, but you had an easement and you were made aware of it. This is why it's critically important for agents to be aware of properties that you're selling and the easements that you have, that the consumer knows precisely what they're getting. And that's why you get it on the Schedule B in your title examination, right? And your title insurance report, your Title B, if you're in an escrow state. Now, obviously, if you're an attorney state, this is a different matter, like South Carolina, I think it's Delaware, Iowa, Illinois, some of these other states that are attorney states. But if you're in an escrow state where you're dealing with escrow officers, things of that nature, then one of the things that as an agent, you definitely want to be aware of is the Schedule B. The Schedule B on the title report, the title insurance, is going to tell you of easements that are available on the property so that you won't go in there and your clients won't say, well, gosh, we didn't know there was an easement on there. We just picked up a 180-year-old tree and moved it, and we didn't know that. And then they start looking around for people to pay for things. And that oftentimes is where commissions get involved, even ones that have been paid years ago. So make sure that you're aware of easements. That's the lesson that you want to learn from that one today. Okay, so let's move on to the next story for today. We've called 37 expired listings. We're still calling expired listings. We have not moved into, this is an owner agent. Let's see.
This is Sarah. Leave a message.
Wrong number. There we go. Perfect. So let's move into the next one. We've dialed 38 expired listings. We've not actually moved into anything other than expired listings still. It's 9:32 in the morning. We've been dialing for 38 minutes. We've contacted 11 people. We've talked to 11 contacts so far. Let's see here. Where are we? Now we left 9 voicemails. Okay, so let's step into today's third story. Remax ending its partnership as Redfin launches an instant buying tool. Yeah, Remax ends its partnership as Redfin launches its instant buying tool. Hallelujah.
Hello.
Hey, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
Who's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name's Carl Krenzel. How are you today? It's okay. You don't know me. I'm not.
What is this?
Yeah, no problem. I might actually have the wrong number. I apologize. I'm looking for the owner of a property on Franklin. Is that your property?
Who is this again?
No problem. My name is Carl Krenzel. I'm a broker here in town who buys property, and I was looking for the owner of a property out there in Menlo Park on Franklin. Is that your home?
I'm a realtor.
I know. Yeah. I know. I noticed you're. Yeah. Is this Renee Nunez or Joy or?
How would you know my husband?
Well, I'm a broker here in town, and all that information's public information. And I was just calling to see if it was still available. That's all. I noticed it went off the market here recently.
It is still available. We've just been getting a lot of weird calls in the last couple of days. So yes, it is. I do have a couple people interested.
Okay.
But as of right now, no offers yet.
Okay, good deal. I just wanted to follow up with an awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time.
You're welcome.
Have
Bye-bye.
a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye-bye. That's a great way to handle a realtor that you picked up if you picked up a realtor and you didn't intend to, right? So I was busy clapping at the moment for Remax ending their partnership with Redfin since Redfin started their instant buying tool. Now, if you're not familiar with this, this is something you will definitely want to keep your eyes to the ear for, right? When you think about it, what's going on is essentially Redfin has launched an instant Hello?
Hello.
Oh, hi. This is Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
I'm not sure if I have the right place, so I apologize in advance. I was actually looking for the owners of a property out there on Shorecliff. Is that your property, sir?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Well, my name is Carl Krenzel. I'm a broker here in town who buys properties. I noticed your property went off the market recently. Is it still available for sale?
It is.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, yeah. Did you guys put it back on the market, I guess, with Cindy?
Well, that was a temporary. We had a buyer that was pending, and so we did a temporary back on the market, but that fell through.
Oh, gosh, I'm sorry. That stinks.
Me too.
Okay. Well, if you don't mind me asking, what's the current status of it? Have you got an agent that I should call, or is it for sale by owner? Or
not yet. It's not on the market yet. I'm interviewing 3 different agents to see which one I want to use.
I understand. Okay. Well, I'm curious. Are you familiar with Sotheby's International Realty, sir?
I am not.
Oh, you're kidding. Well, when would be a good time for me to stop by and take a quick peek at your property and tell you a little bit about our services? I've got some time today, or would tomorrow be better?
Yeah, certainly. I'm available anytime after noon today.
How about 3 o'clock? Would 3 o'clock work?
3 o'clock will be fine.
Wonderful. It's a date. Well, my name's Carl Krenzel. I'm a broker here at, as I mentioned, Russ Lyon Sotheby's International Realty. I'm curious, which other realtors are you interviewing? I might know them. I've just been in the game 23 years. We all kind of know each other. I'm just curious if you don't mind me asking, who else are you interviewing?
I went through an outfit called Homelight.
Okay, yeah, I know them.
And they sent me some recommendations. I'm interviewing Lisa Bayless.
I know her.
I'm interviewing a lady by the name of Alicia. I do not recall the last name.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm interviewing a gentleman by the name of Clint, who is an associate with Al and Sandy.
Okay, great. No worries. Well, they all sound like good agents. I've been in the game 23 years myself, and anybody who's been around for a while. I know Lisa myself. She's a good agent. Al and Sandy, I'm not 100% sure which ones that is, but I'm sure they're good agents too. So it's all going to be great competition. If you don't mind me asking, it brings out the competition. It brings out the best in everybody. May I ask, when's the last appointment that you're going to have? And when do you anticipate making a decision?
I think the last appointment, 2 of them have made appointments. Clint
was checking schedules, and he hasn't made an appointment yet. We try to get all of the appointments done by this Thursday, because then I'm going to be out of town for the holiday weekend.
Okay.
And I'd like to get it back on the market either the last week of May or at least the 1st of June.
That sounds prudent. That sounds very prudent. I understand 100%. All right, good deal. If you don't mind me asking, have you got a couple seconds? I might be able to ask you a couple questions about the property just so I'm prepared. Have you got a minute or no?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, no problem. If what I said when I come out today at 3, if what I said made sense and you know, you felt comfortable and confident that I could actually, I don't know, sell your home, would you list your home with me when I come out today at 3 o'clock?
No.
Okay, no worries. And if you don't mind me asking, about what price were you wanting to go ahead and get your property on the market at?
280, 290.
Okay, good deal. No worries. And when you do sell this property, where are you headed next? Are you staying here in town or are you taking off?
Oh, I've already purchased, and we've been residing in the other place since last October.
Oh, great. Wow. Okay, so we got to get this place sold. You got double payments and stuff, I imagine?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, that's
okay.
starting to drain my reserves, and I'm getting a little frustrated.
Yeah, I can only imagine. That does get super expensive. Okay. And so you mentioned that you wanted to list your home right around, you said 280. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, good deal. And as a professional real estate agent, you know, I study homes and prices every single day. And therefore, I'm going to assume that you'd list your home with me at a price that would cause it to actually sell. Is that correct?
That depends on what that is.
Okay, yeah, that's a fair answer.
So I have 2 mortgages on that other house.
Okay.
So those have to be paid off.
All right, good deal.
There's solar on the property, and there seems to be some concern with people.
Yes.
So I am prepared to pay off the lease on the solar,
okay.
And that would allow the buyer to continue to have the solar and use it for the next 16 years.
Got it.
However, if I pay off that, I feel that I should be compensated in some way.
Oh, sure.
So that would be applied to the purchase price of the house, at least a portion of it. I'm willing to go 50-50.
Yeah, well, that sounds like you're pretty reasonable on it. Yeah.
Because I'm retired, I would like to have a little bit of profit out of this place that would help offset at least the rest of this year and a portion of next year's income for me.
Okay. Makes sense to me. And you mentioned that
That's
you have.
how I came up with a 280 figure.
No problem. I was going to say you mentioned that you had a couple own liens on there. About how much do you owe on the property?
I'm not quite sure at this part. Somewhere around 170 to 180.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that gives a ballpark range. It sounds like you've got a lot of equity that you need to protect, is what I'm hearing.
I would think so. But we'll see.
Okay.
I did reach out to a group called OpenDoor.
Yes, sir. I'm aware of it. Mm-hmm.
And they purchase. They make cash purchases.
Mm-hmm.
They did make me an offer on it. I thought it was a little bit too low, so I respectfully declined the offer at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's always an option to go back to if I can't get what I want.
Certainly, I understand that. If you should choose to decide to do that, let me know as well, because I also buy property in town. And many times what happens with OpenDoor, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but what they'll do is they'll farm out the information to a local investor, and it's the local investor who's just bought the lead, really, your name. And that's sort of how it works, but no worries. Okay. And the way I'm kind of getting it, it sounds like you just want to kind of cash out. You don't want to do any kind of owner finance. You just want to get your cash right off into the sunset, get the next place. Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm already in the next place.
Of course. What am I thinking? No worries. And did you have any questions for me before I come out?
No, not this time.
All right, great. Well, listen, again, my name is Carl Krenzel. I'm with Sotheby's International Realty, and I will look forward to seeing you today at 3 o'clock. Okay?
Perfect.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for taking the time to talk with me today.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Have a great day. Take care.
You too.
Mm-hmm. Bye-bye. Boom. All right. There we go. All right. Well, it only took 42 leads, 47 minutes, 13 contacts to get one listing appointment. It took me a little while, but we got one. Okay, so thank goodness. So here we are in minute 54 minutes into prospecting. We finally got one valid listing appointment. Now, hopefully you were able to see me flip back in the script. I went to the Mike Ferry script and I pre-qualified them a little bit. You remember I first off said, look, if there's before I come out, there's a couple quick questions I need to ask. If you got a minute, yes, okay, great. If what I said made sense and you felt comfortable and confident that I could sell your home, would you list your home with me when I come out today at 3:00? Now, understand, 99.9% of the time, just like right here, they're going to tell you, no, we don't want to do that. That's okay, perfectly fine, because most of the time they're going to say that, but you're looking for that guy or gal who every now and again is going to say, yeah, actually I would consider it, because now you've got a whole new strut and things, baby, are moving. Okay, so let's get cracking and see if we can find another one. All right, good deal. So let's move on. Remax ending its partnership with Redfin, launching its instant buyer tool. Now, you heard right there on the phone, this guy say,
Hello.
oh, hi there. This is Carl. How are you today?
Is this a recording?
No, sir. I've been accused of that. Unfortunately, my voice sounds too good on the phone, apparently. But I do owe you an apology. It sounds like I might actually have the wrong fellow. My name's Carl. I'm actually looking.
Right.
I'm actually looking for the fellow on Mountain Meadow. Is that your home? Hey, Doug. It's okay. I don't bite. Now he hung up. All right, no worries. Well, anyway, as you heard on that phone call, right? The guy says, "Well, I've called OpenDoor, right? And you might have heard this in your market a couple times, and this is not anything new." Okay, I know a lot of realtors out there, a lot of investors out there. Oh, the sky is falling. Whoa, OpenDoor and Redfin with their instant buying tool. Listen, you heard him say it yourself. The amount they offered me was a little bit too low, so I just respectfully told them no, right? And then you simply just, I understand. Okay, well, by the way, in case you ever do, let me know, because I buy these properties too. And if you're a wholesaling investor, a wholesaling realtor, then you know exactly.
Hello.
Hi, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
Doing okay. How are you, Carl?
Boy, I'll tell you, I am better than I deserve. That's for sure. I'm not sure if I have the right person, so I apologize in advance. Are you the lady who happens to own that property on Copper Creek?
Not for a long time.
Oh, gosh.
We're approaching like 4 years we haven't owned that property.
Gosh. Oh, well, God bless you. All right. Well, no worries. Well, listen, since I've got you here anyway, I apologize. Do you happen to know of anybody who's got an unwanted home that I could buy for cash?
I don't.
No worries.
As in you're in Arizona, and
Yeah.
I doubt you're doing business in Ohio.
Well, I have friends who do business in Ohio, but I know you have sometimes friends here. So, all right. Well, no worries. Well, listen, I appreciate you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay?
Okay. You
All right.
too.
God bless. Bye-bye. Okay. Wrong number. There we go. Bam. Okay, perfect. So you don't want to get tossed off by this whole concept of people going to We Buy Houses type outfit, or Offerpad, or Nextdoor, or instant buyer tools, or any of this stuff that people have. Don't even fret, right? Because what you're really trying to do, you can't get everybody. That's true. You can't get everybody, but you can reach a few people, like we just reached that fellow right there, right? So Remax.
You have dialed a number.
Remax recently had a relationship with Redfin, as you may or may not know, where Redfin, hello? Hi. How are you? That's good to know. How about some free money? Would you like some free money? Yeah, that always changes people's tunes. So anyway, so Redfin had an agreement with Remax to where if they generated a buyer lead, let's say for one of their listings or something, then they would send that lead over to Remax, and Remax would be able to go ahead and profit from that. But ultimately, what they discovered is Redfin decided that they would go ahead and launch their own tool called Redfin Direct nationally, which let unrepresented buyers instantly buy properties online, which effectively cut out the Remax agents. So needless to say, Remax cut their agreement with them and said, well, gosh, if that's the way we're going to play business, then we don't want to do business with you. You know, the reality is that the instant buying tool that Redfin has started in March. It said that in March, Redfin began accepting online bids from buyers who did not have an agent in Boston. They initially began this. Hello?
Please leave your message for.
They initially began this in Boston as a trial market. Basically, the sellers who accepted an offer paid a lower commission if they were selling to an instant agent that they had generated from the site. So if you could imagine you as a seller listing your property on Redfin. Hi, this is Carl. How are you?
What's this about?
Well, I'm not sure if I have the right person, so I apologize in advance. I was looking for the Bernsteins. They own some property over there on Cottonwood. Is that your property, ma'am?
We're not interested in either refinancing or selling right now. Thank you.
No worries. Well, actually, that's not why I called, but I appreciate that. Do you, oh, well, too late for that, I guess. Swing. All right. So in Boston, essentially what happens is if you were in the Boston area, you could go ahead, list your property on a Redfin site, turn around and sell it. If they generated a buyer on their website, you could pay a lower commission by selling it to them. And it says from late March to early May, 120 homes were listed through Redfin's pilot program. 5 were bought via online bids. So then they decided to go ahead, buy button for real estate, program this thing. And what ultimately ended up happening is they started deciding to send this out nationwide. Said that after the trial run in Boston, Kelman told the New York Times he was convinced there was enough demand for instant buying type of program to roll out nationally. He said, we're going to roll this out one market at a time. And the market may have evolved enough for it. He said in 2006, Redfin had placed a buy button next to its website listings to allow buyers to bid online. However, the option failed to gain traction at the time and was later removed. Now, they're saying that it's not to eliminate buyer's agents. That's what they're saying. They feel that most agents will still handle a majority of the transactions because most of the people want that touch, that interaction, that control, that help, right? They feel that it's just a small portion of the investing minority, or I should say people, who are willing to go ahead and use this instant buy feature. But nonetheless, it is a tide of things to come. When you look at companies like Remax, realizing, gosh, we need to get to this point where we're not dependent on other people and their data and other people and their leads. And you have to get to that point too in your real estate business, in your real estate investing business, as a realtor. You have to think, how am I going to get leads? And any means you can do that is going to be helpful is going to be good for you. Let's move on to our last story now. I wanted to save this one because this one is going to be something I was kind of scared to share publicly, right? I was a little hesitant. I'm going to jump into this. I won't spend too much time because I do know that we are 1 hour into this, and I'm just going to spend a couple minutes before I wrap it up and turn it into Hey, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
Who's this?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Carl Krenzel. How are you?
I think I received a call from you.
Yeah, I was looking for Dorothy. You're an agent, right?
No. Let me bring you up to date.
Please.
Someone else had called because I recognize it.
I'm her daughter.
Okay.
She's deceased. The house is in escrow.
Oh my goodness. Well, good for you. And I'm sorry to hear of the situation. Gosh. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, it's under escrow right now, and it looks like everything's going to close.
Yes, sir.
Hallelujah. Thank goodness for that. Well, listen, God bless you. I am so sorry. Was it your mother you said?
Yes.
Oh, well, you know what? I'm very sorry.
Yes.
I'm very sorry to hear that. Was your mother's name Dorothy?
Yes.
And your name was what?
My name is Claire.
Claire. All right. Well, Claire, I will say a prayer for your mom, Dorothy, and you today. Okay.
Well, thank you.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you,
God bless you both, and you have and your family. I'm so sorry for your tragedy. It's not much fun, and I've been there myself, but it'll come out in the other end. I promise you. And I'm so glad to hear that things are working out. Okay.
That's true.
All right.
To trust that. Okay. Thank
God
you.
bless you. Thank you so much. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Good deal. You always got to spread the goodness where you can, guys, because there's so much evil and so much bad things and so much to be disappointed in this world and angry about. You got to take the time. Hello?
Please leave your message
I don't even want to deal with these people. This is
815.
vacant land out in the middle of nowhere. I'll just delete the wrong number of that. Trash that. Doesn't count as a contact. Okay, cool. So the last story I wanted to bring up to you today was from Realtor.com, the National Association of Realtors. They wrote an article today. It says dual agency doesn't benefit consumers. Now, I know if you're a realtor listening to this is almost blasphemy. It's almost blasphemy because if you've been in the real estate game for any amount of time, then we have built careers and classes have been taught, hours have been spent. We've been sitting in classes to discuss and understand this concept of dual agency. And now the National Association of Realtors in its commentary page, their publication, it's not like I'm making this up. The National Association of Realtors is coming up with this, and they're saying, hey,
hello.
Oh, you know what? I think I might have the wrong number. I apologize. I was looking for the owner of a home on 18th. Is that your property?
No, sir, it is not.
Gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry about that. Hey, since I got you anyway, do you know anybody who's got an unwanted home I could buy for cash?
I do not.
Okay, it's kind of an odd question, I know. So, all right. Well, listen, I appreciate your time anyway. Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, we've sat down in real estate class for hours trying to understand this issue of dual agency. And now the National Association of Realtors
206.
National Association of Realtors is saying, dual agency doesn't benefit consumers. Now, this is by Bill Gassett. It was dated March 26, 2019 as an opinion piece. He wrote down, asking clients to sign agency disclosure forms isn't enough. You must explain what dual agency is and why it's problematic. Well, that's obvious. I thought that's what we were supposed to do. I didn't realize it was anything other than that. I thought we were always supposed to explain how dual agency worked. He said that the topic of dual agency stirs many opinions. Hey, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
Okay.
I'm not sure if I have the right person. I apologize in advance. Do you happen to own some property over there on Silver Flower? It's a little investment property. Hello? Okay, I want to put down the wrong number. I don't know that he's the actual guy. Let's see. And let's delete this whole lead because I don't want to deal with that particular lead. That particular lead is a bunch of mobile homes. It's 2 mobile homes and an RV on the far southwest side of town. And I have no interest in dealing with that particular piece at this time. That's probably not going to work to my benefit. And this one I'm going to delete as well because it's just a piece of land. And here we go. This one's under a title company, so I can't really get that one. Delete that one too. And it looks like we're coming up to the last one in Sky Canyon. Oh, it's a pretty little spot. What's the story with this one? It's vacant land. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do that, delete that. And okay, so this final piece, dual agency doesn't benefit consumers. The topic of dual agency stirs many opinions within the real estate community. There are some agents who are dead set against it. Others say they have absolutely no problem with it. But having been a real estate professional for 32 years, I can unequivocally say that many real estate agents have no idea how dual agency truly works. Well, I'd certainly agree with him there. You know, it's certainly true. I think a lot of agents do not understand the concept of dual agency, and particularly when it comes to real estate investing. If you're a wholesaler, okay, especially if you're a realtor who invests, you have to understand the issue of agency inside and out, okay? You cannot act as an agent for the seller and be the buyer. You can't do it. So therefore, when you're making a contract, you have to state that very unequivocally that you are not acting in a capacity as an agent for the seller when you're trying to buy a property. And that's further evidenced by your willingness to make sure there's no commissions. You know, I wrote a lot of articles about that. You might want to check on my podcast. If you're not following my podcast at the Red Pill Investor, you definitely want to check that out. Also, I've written a couple blogs or YouTubes about that very issue. As a matter of fact, podcast, I want to say 505, I think, is about ethical investing for real estate investors. So if you're checking that out, if you're a realtor who invests or wholesales, you'll definitely want to check that out. Well, guys, we've prospected for about an hour. We've gone over a few stories. We've talked to 60 leads. We've made 101 calls. We actually talked to 19 people. We've set one appointment. We left 12 voicemails, so we did pretty well. Let's take a quick look at what our scores like so far this week. See where we are. Let's see. Looks like we got a call coming in. Oh, no, that's me ending that. So let's take a quick look, just so we can get kind of an overview of where we are so far. So tell you where I went yesterday. I went on those 2 appointments. Both of those appointments went very well. You saw them from the prospecting yesterday as well as Friday. You saw the prospecting that we did that day. So what was able to, the first appointment was just more of a CMA. There was a lady just down the street, kind of gave her an idea of what homes were selling for in her area. She discovered some unfortunate news about her property, so she might actually be selling a little faster than she'd hoped. As I mentioned at the time, people, remember, they don't always make moves right away. They just kind of think about it, and then they move a little bit further down the line. The other fellow that I made the appointment with yesterday, went to his house. He told me all about what was going on. He's motivated, and I think we have an opportunity to follow up with him and continue making a deal with him as well. So just overall from, let's see, May 16th until this day, May 21st, we have, holy cow, we've left all kinds of messages and talked to all kinds of people. But essentially, we have, to bring it down, we've talked to 126 people, and we've made 3 appointments. Which is a 2.38% conversion ratio. Not too many people converting if you're going to be doing a lot of cold calls versus expireds and for sale by owners. And that's why that number is a little bit odd. But you will see that, of course, we got 3 appointments. And again, all you're trying to do is get an appointment a day. If you can get an appointment a day, then you're going to do well. Whew, guys. Thank you for listening into all of this. This has been a super long one. I'm going to turn this into a podcast. It's going to be on the Red Pill Investor, so you can listen to it. And especially, I would encourage you to listen to that minute 54 again or so, where I got that expired listing appointment, and then I pre-qualified that, so you can go ahead and pick up what you need to learn there, so you know how to interact in a competitive environment. If you thought this was helpful, do me a favor, share it on your social networks. As always, you can put your comments right there in the button right there, and I will respond to every single comment, regardless of where you put it. I am grateful, extremely grateful, that you take a single second of your day to pay any attention to me at all. I am grateful for it, and I pray for you, and I thank you. You have a wonderful, powerful sales day. Bye-bye.